Let them speak. Review hours 1 to 38. Please repeat or answer. Is that what you like drinking when you get to go sailing? Do you spend a lot of time drinking Heineken while sailing? Where else do you wind up drinking beer a lot? Who all will you end up drinking with the next time you have the opportunity to go sailing? Don't you wish that you could go out sailing every day? How long has it been since you last had the chance to do it? No matter how busy I get, I try to go out sailing at least 3 times a week. If you had the time to go out every day, would you do that? Do you have a good time sailing even when the weather gets bad? Don't you care what the weather is like when you feel like going sailing? Where is the last place you were able to go sailing? Did you manage to have a lot of fun being with the people you went with? Is that ever beautiful? Does he have fun bringing her there wherever she asks him to take her? Does she find that it feels really romantic when they go to this river they're sitting by now? How long did it take them to get there Once they left on bike from where she lives. If it had been raining, where would she have wanted to go? Isn't it a good thing that the weather is so nice there tonight? Do you have any idea if they brought anything to eat so that they could have it there? Don't you wish that you could have gone with them, with the person you love? Are you able to hear the things they're talking about while they're sitting there? I bet that they're just talking about what they'll be doing together in the future. How long do you think it will be before they feel like leaving? Don't they seem like best friends? They are so close, they feel like they are sisters. They must have known each other for many years. Were they aware of you trying to take their photo as they were walking? Didn't they realize that you were standing near to where they are? Did you find out what it is that they look forward to doing together tonight? Is it something that you'd like to do with them? Have they asked you if you're interested in joining them to go where they're going? Do you have something else that you plan on doing tonight? Isn't it too bad that you won't be able to join them? Had they asked you earlier, wouldn't you have been able to go with them? Are you able to hear the music they're dancing to now? Don't there seem to be more women than men dancing at the time they took this photo? Are any of the women dancing there women you know? Is that how you dress up once you decide to go out to dance? Do you just put on anything that feels comfortable to go out dancing? I imagine that they are having a great time there now that everyone is out there dancing. Do you have fun dancing to whatever music they happen to be playing? Did that place they're dancing at fill up just as soon as the band began playing music? No matter what music they start playing, the women tend to go out to dance first. It doesn't make any difference whether the guys they came with don't happen to go out right away. Did the women dancing there tell you that they will dance to whatever the band decides to play? All they're interested in doing is having fun while they're there with the friends they came with. Did they tell you that it's also a good place to pick up guys they've never seen before? When was the last time you tried to pick up someone you had never met before? Isn't that why it's great to go to a place that has a large group of people dancing? What happens if no one is interested in connecting with you? Is the fact that you're so young mean that you'll always have more chances in the future? Are they the ones you asked where it was that you could go to get the new special BTS meal at McDonald's? Did they go it's right past the gas station after you cross the street? Did you ask them if they got to try it yet? Did they tell you that it wasn't worth getting since they prefer eating barbecued chicken? Did you find that both of them were helpful once you stopped to ask them where it was? Is this the first time that you have been around there? Did the fact that they were so helpful surprise you? Did they ask you how else they could help you after they gave you directions? Did you tell them that that is all you needed to know? Were they ever friendly and helpful? Although it felt really cold outside, they stopped to tell us how to get where we wanted to go. I wonder if that is where they have lived ever since they were kids. Did you ask her where she got that walker she's using to get around? Did she tell you that she managed to get it at a store selling BTS merchandise near where they live? Will it be worth going to get one of those things she's pushing to help you not fall while walking? Isn't that what you like ordering now that there is a new Korean restaurant near where you're living? Is the food made there the best you've ever had? What else do you feel they make better than other Korean restaurants you've gone to? Don't you wish you could go out to get that for lunch with me on the weekend? Do you want me to pick you up so that we can go in the same car? Would that be difficult to make if you had all the ingredients at home to make it? How long would it take to make? How much time would you have to spend making something like you see there at home? Doesn't it seem that the noodles are just right to eat now that it has boiled for a while? Do Korean restaurants offer that wherever you go? Is the fact that it tends to taste hot keep some people from eating what you see there? How much would you be willing to pay for that should you go to a restaurant to have it? Do they have anything else to give you to eat as side dishes if you decide to order that? Do you find that noodles made fresh at places like that really make it more delicious? Don't you find that you have to cut those noodles with your teeth while eating, since they're so long? If you had asked for scissors to cut the noodles, would they have found it strange? How else would you be able to cut them before you began eating that? Is he a better singer than he is a guitar player? Would he be able to play whatever song you asked him to play? Do you wish that you could sing the way he can? No matter how hard I tried, I would never be able to play as well as he plays. What kind of music is he best at playing and singing? How is it that you first noticed that he was such a great artist? Does he sing anything romantic that you love listening to with the person you love? His songs are so romantic that you can't help but want to fall in love with someone. Who else sings like him that makes you feel that way? Doesn't he appear to be surprised with what she just said? Did she have something interesting to tell him that he didn't already know? Was he aware of her knowing so much about the people he tends to go around with? I imagine that he felt a little shocked that she found out about what they were talking about. Doesn't he wish that she had not found he was dating that girl working in that restaurant? If she were to tell his friends that are coming to have dinner with him, how would he feel? Did he tell her that he doesn't care if she tells the friends he has who he's fallen in love with? Did he tell her that it is okay to tell whoever she wants? How long has it been since she suspected that he was in love with the one she hired to work there? Had she noticed they have been talking together for a few weeks now? Did he tell that woman that he became interested in seeing that girl more right from when she began working there? Did he ask her if anyone else working in the restaurant is aware of them dating? Is the fact that the girl he happened to meet there a lot younger than he is? Did the lady sitting next to him make sure he knew that it didn't matter to her who he dated in her restaurant? She must feel that he is a good match for her employee because she keeps smiling. Does anyone ever tease you about the person you've fallen in love with? If you were to have to wait there for the subway, where would you decide to sit? Did you figure out whether that is somewhere special you have to go if you want to smoke? Would they let you smoke on the subway once you began riding it? Did you notice how clean that place they're sitting is? Will the guy smoking be ready to put his cigarette out as soon as he hears the subway train coming? Is there any way you can tell that the other guy sitting on the left had been smoking or not? Wouldn't it be better if that place they're at were closed in so other people wouldn't have to smell the smoke? Those strips on the ground must help people from slipping while getting on and off the subway. Can you tell whether that subway station is above the ground or below ground? I bet that it's above the ground since they have so many of those strips to keep people from slipping. Is his beard ever different? Does he comb his beard like that right after getting up every morning? How long would it take him to get himself to look the way he looks now? Don't you wonder why it is that he wound up liking that style? Have you got any idea how often he's got to trim it to make it look like that? I doubt whether he has anyone else trim it for him. I imagine that he has someone else dye his beard to cover the gray. I wonder if what he uses to make his beard stand out like that is the same stuff he uses on his hair. Would your dad look as good as him if he had that kind of style? What about your brother? Were they aware of you trying to take their picture while they were sitting there together? They must all be good friends who decided to come out to relax together. Do you see why they decided to take off the shoes they had on? Did they make sure to take the shoes they were wearing off before putting their feet in the water? Does it appear that they're sitting quietly there or talking with each other? Don't you wonder what it is that they may be talking about? Did they put the shoes they were wearing behind them before sitting down? Would they have ruined their shoes if they kept them on while their feet were in the water? If a fish happened to bite their toes, would they jump up and scream? Has anything swimming around in the water ever bit you while you were out in the water? Will they have any way to dry off their feet at the time they decide it's time to leave? Did you find out what it is that those girls seem to be staring at? How many minutes ago did you become aware of them staring at you? Do you have anything you want to ask them now that you see them staring at you? What would they want to know about you? Do people tend to stare at you wherever you wind up going? What all makes you so interesting that makes people interested in staring at you? What all makes you so interesting that makes people interested in staring at you? Do you happen to look like someone famous? If you could look like one famous person, who do you wish you could look like? Are you happy with the way you look now? If you could change one thing about the way you look, what would you like to change? Is the river they're standing next to a good place to go swimming once it gets hot? Would they be able to climb out on one of those limbs so that they could jump into that river? Which one of them is going to be the first to get up there to jump in? Is the older guy standing there the one that is going to protect them in case there's anything dangerous appears? Does he end up accompanying whoever wants to go to play in the river whenever he's around? Is the fact that he's a good swimmer something those kids' parents appreciate? Does he seem to be willing to take kids who live in the village anytime they feel like going swimming? I wonder if he is related to any of the kids you see playing there. Did he tell you that that is where he's used to going swimming the most ever since he was young? Did he say that no matter how deep the water gets, that he still goes in to swim? He must be a really good swimmer. Is that her granddaughter that she's been taking care of since she was an infant? Does she spend most days taking care of her while her parents have to work? Do they get to do whatever the little girl wants to do together? Is there anything special that they're thinking of doing together today? Have you been able to figure out what country they must be from? Can you tell by the clothes they're wearing which country they're probably from? I guess that they must be living someplace in Southeast Asia. I wonder if her grandma is the one who made the clothes the little girl she's talking to is wearing. Did she promise her that the next time they go out to the store, she will buy her whatever she wants to wear? Did she say that her granddaughter seems to like wearing bright native clothing the most? Have you got any idea where in the world she's been? Does she manage to explore places that you would not dare to go? Where else does she have the chance to go that you would not go alone? Doesn't she care whether no one else decides to go with her to places that seem dangerous? Is the fact that she goes to dangerous places make her parents nervous? Don't they wish that she would always go with someone she knows instead of going alone? Would you have gone with her into that cave she's coming out of if you had had the chance to do it? Does she ever bring anything to protect herself since she ends up exploring places alone most of the time? What did she say would happen if she happened to fall and injure herself? Did she say that as long as she has her cellular phone, there is nothing to worry about? Does she like the fact that she has a lot of time to think about things while exploring? Is where she winds up going places you wish you could have the courage to go? He must wear steel-toed shoes to protect his toes when he goes out to dance with her. Doesn't it look like there are a lot of marks on them that he got dancing? While dancing, is he always aware of where she is stepping? If you could dance that well, would you think of dressing like one of them? Do I ever feel envious that I'm not able to dance the way they do? Is what they're doing what you wish that you know how to do well? I wonder whether he got that suit from his dad. The pants are so baggy that even if he gained a few pounds, he would never notice it didn't fit. Do you think that she wears that outfit wherever she goes out to dance? I doubt whether those are the shoes that she wears at the time she leaves her house to go to work. Aren't those the shoes that she puts on whenever she's going to go to have fun dancing? Does she ever look lovely? Her eyebrows are so perfect. I imagine that she decided to put on that scarf so that the wind wouldn't ruin her hair. Isn't it a good thing that she remembered to take it before leaving? Do you ever need to do something like that when you go out someplace where it's windy? Shouldn't she have brought an umbrella in case it started raining? Had it begun raining, would she have used an umbrella to keep from getting wet? Is she covering part of her face so that no one can identify her if they see her going by? Were she to have put the scarf down, would you have been able to recognize who she was? Doesn't it appear that he's there praying for something that he needs to happen? Don't you wonder what it is that is making him feel the way he is? Is that something that you sometimes spend time doing at the time you're having difficulties? Would you feel embarrassed if people saw you doing that? How long has it been since you found yourself being in a situation like the guy praying there? Doesn't it make you feel helpless when you're in situations like the one he's in? Where else is a good place to go where you could go to sit down and think things out? Is what makes you feel hopeless at times tend to go away after you have the chance to talk to someone you love? Do you feel ashamed sometimes to share some problems that you're in the middle of experiencing? Are you afraid that people might not be able to understand, so you just don't say anything? Isn't that what you keep inside that's bothering you only get worse if you don't get some help from someone? What a magnificent animal! How is it that they got it to sit still there so that they could take that photo? However they did it, the photo turned out great. Is it something that you could keep as a pet if you thought of getting one? There is no way that you could keep that as a pet. Isn't the only place that you could see one of these in a zoo near where you live? If they asked you to give the animal you see there a name, what would you think would be a good name for it? No matter how you may think it is cute, it is so dangerous you wouldn't be able to control it. If you found out that one of those was running around your neighborhood, what would you do? Is that all you could do to make sure you would be safe? Wouldn't you start screaming if you suddenly came upon one while going out for a walk? What else would be a good thing to do should that happen? Thank you.